pockets of the core city area and the Pato area. So we propose interlinking these. The Pan City initiatives focused on intelligent transport systems for eco-mobility and ICT-enabled municipal services. We try to include as many municipal services here as possible. Now, these are the results that were declared on the 26th of January. Panaji missed by a very marginal 2.48%. The proposal was in principle accepted by the Ministry of Urban Development. They have suggested some additional, betterment solutions. So the ministry has decided to select 23 cities whose proposal was very close to getting selected but could not make it to phase 1. They have been given a second chance within this financial year, and 15th of April is the deadline for submitting the proposal. So as you can see, the links are given there. There's nothing secretive about the proposal. We're not trying to hide anything. Everything is out there in public. So these are the comments that were given by the Ministry of Urban Development. The city level criteria, they said that we give more quantified service level indicators. They appreciated that the linkages between the strategies and the vision are rather clear. For area-based proposals, they said that the linkage of the intervention with the sustainability and the economic aspects needs to be brought out more. Then they said that there are certain interventions which are dependent on other projects being implemented. So, that has to be ascertained that these dependent projects are implemented. Then they asked for spatial detailing of some of the areas that we're talking about in terms of maps and all. Then the aspect of inclusiveness, like how we are addressing the urban poor in the selected area needs to be strengthened. And then the convergent missions like Amrit is there, Swachh Bharat is there, these need to be highlighted more, how they can streamline and fit in with the smart cities mission. So Pan City solution, transport system package they said is well thought through, but the municipal services package, like we had included a lot of services there, trying to address as many services as possible within the given scope. But they said don't try to address everything, take one sector, maybe solid waste, and just focus on that. And then they said that we strengthen the interlinkages between the subcomponents. So this is the process that is there for the fast track mode. We're supposed to review the components that have been suggested. We do a comparative analysis, we do an assessment of the winning city proposals and see how we can improve our proposal. And then we strategize and prioritize how we want to go ahead and what we want to change, what we don't want to change. And we select the best option, we put it out for citizen consultation, and then we submit the final list. As you are all aware, this is the vision that we had gone ahead with for the smart city proposal. This is based on the vision that was already there in the holistic master plan. And then these towards the left are the sub-goals. Civic and social services, we be emphasizing heritage and culture, linking it to economic development is going to be emphasized, participatory governance and sustainability. So these are the interventions, most of you I think are already aware of it. We are proposing church square revitalization where we are talking about semi-pedestrianization of the church area. The area in front of Garcia Biota, we made it to a public square. There's a tabletop junction proposed in front of the church for pedestrian safety, and we are also proposing semi-pedestrianization of 18 June Road. This will act as a pilot for the CCF decongestion plan that is already there. Wi-Fi hotspots, CCTV, and kiosks within 3 kiosks are proposed within this area, which will be citizen facilitation centers. So you can directly reach these kiosks to link you up with the CCP or GSIDC or anybody that you want to reach out to. Then similarly, interlinking the core city and Pato area. These are the proposals we are suggesting that the core city be linked to the Pato area through more pedestrian bridges and a road link. That road link is already being subcontracted. A Goa Center for Art, Culture and Skill Development is also proposed, which will which will showcase the local arts and culture of the city, and the Patu cultural area, the Patu administrative area, which is really abandoned nearly after office hours and during weekends. It can be converted into a cultural zone where events can be held. Then similarly, we are proposing that the Mala Lake, which has a lot of potential, it should be revived and it should be rejuvenated. That's a graphic illustration of what we are proposing for the Church Square. If you see at the image towards the lower side of the slide, the left hand portion would be pedestrianized, and this would be made into a more public space. That's the proposal for the peak. If you see the image towards the top and the top right, you can all relate to these abandoned kiosks that are there along the peak. And it has such a beautiful view, but that's not really harnessed right now. So we propose to develop it as a cultural area with a lot of pedestrian activities. Then that's the proposal for the jetty area, the promenade along the river, where we are proposing betterment, more pedestrian emphasis. Then this is the part of cultural zone where we are proposing that events can be held and it can be made into a very cultural space for the people. Integrated urban water management. Now here we are proposing interventions related to water, wastewater and stormwater. For water, we are proposing that within this area the water supply lines would be revived and the smart layer through smart water meters, SCADA, GIS, they will be added to make it more efficient. Then for wastewater, the Patu STP is going to be upgraded to a quality that is, good for recycling. So as much wastewater from the Patu STP as possible would be recycled. Then stormwater, we are proposing that firstly there would be an initiative for 5,000 tree plantation within this entire area so that the runoff being generated is reduced. And we are also proposing that the flood control in Mala area, so that measure would be taken to ensure this flood control. Then we have these very beautiful springs in the form of Swan Phoenix and Boca de Mar, which are presently not really used to their true potential. So there would be two aspects of it. One is that they would be revived to, the structures would be revived to attract more tourists. And at the same time, the catchment area in the Alpine would be protected. Then we are proposing that the Mala area be upgraded, the pocket of urban poor in Mala Fontaine's area. So I'm aware all of you are aware of the challenge fund intervention that is happening close to the Mala area, where a pocket of urban poor is being upgraded by improving the infrastructure that is there already. So combined utility trenches are being provided and all the infrastructure, toilets and everything is being upgraded. So similar intervention would be undertaken for the urban poor near the Mala area, and the quality of life for urban poor would be improved there, and the urban poor would be given priority for the jobs that will be created for Mala Lake and also in the construction activity in this area. Provision for basic services in the entire area. So we are proposing that the roads would be relaid, the pedestrian walkways will be made absolutely